A blind knight that uses echolocation, viewing the dark, treacherous world through sound. Trapped in a dungeon keep, endangered by combatants, where hazards lurk around every corner. Make sound to have vision, or don't and be stealthy. Avoid impaling threats throughout the dungeon to escape. Engage with other prisoners.
Rogue Knight I've been hearing about. Could you find the key and unlock my cell?
Free them to fight back with more allies.
Let's take this guy.
The dungeon labyrinth has many paths and even more traps. Struggle through the darkness to find your freedom.
Presentation.
Welcome to Darlington, South Carolina. It's the OG NASCAR track, and it is here for the fourth time in series history. It's the Maximum Velocity CNC Home Designs Truck Series Twisted Designs 110. Round number 14 of the second season of 2025. Here with Max V on turn 200. It is Tommy Cook and some guy you may have heard of before. He happened to win last week's Max V race. Joshua Motichek is gracing us with his presence again in booth 200. Welcome back, and again, congratulations.
Thanks. I don't know if gracing is a adequate term, but definitely glad to be back in a very comfortable booth seat, not on the interview platform.
Well, certainly you'll be a lot more comfortable up here tonight than a lot of the drivers will be out on the track this evening. Let's take a look at the point standings, though. First, we'll have to say, of course, the gold drivers are drivers that have wins that are locked in on that virtue. We think, by our calculations, very much it's an election night sort of thing. Turn 200 projects that Nathan Carroll and Jared Wishon are in on points. That is subject to change, though, of course, with just 2 races to go left in the regular season. I'd say everybody on the left side of the graphic, realistically, is good as long as they show up. The right side of this graphic, though, holy crap, it cannot get much tighter than that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of single digits, a lot of teams on the point differences. It's going to be an all-out, bash-out brawl in the midfield these next few races as we wind our way to the cut.
Definitely going to be elbows out racing, not just for the points, but also here at Darlington, you kind of don't have a choice other than to go all out and get your elbows out here. At the slightly less than a half or a mile and a half, it's 1.38 miles, I believe. As drivers getting out on track for qualifying. Let's go with Gino Morrow. His presence has been felt immediately since his debut here in Max V. A third and a fourth. This guy, can you believe this guy? He said, can I get an EOL? Started on the pole of his heat race last week. Can I get an EOL? I didn't do any practice. I don't feel very comfortable. Then he wins his heat race and finishes fourth in the feature.
Yeah, I don't think you can get much better than that with claiming to have no practice.
Uh-huh. That's what I'm saying. We'll see what Gino's got here on his first lap, as a couple of times are going up on the board. Coming to the stripe now. Time to beat right now is Nathan Carroll with a 29.23. And Morrow will clock in 5th quickest. So Carroll right now on provisional pole with some heavy hitters still to go, mainly Justin Michael. He's won here at Darlington before. Ooh, I just realized that my Trading Paints is not on because I don't think that's the right scheme for Justin Michael. Michael, not a shocker, up to the top of the board. Greg Wall was first in the chat. Want to say hello to everybody that is hanging out with us here tonight ahead of the Twisted Designs 110. Of course, Rob Martin, Twisted Drifter in the chat. Zach Magris cheering on Nathan Carroll. Carroll now 5th quickest as Joshua Fracker just put himself P3. Robin Motichek and Bailey Motichek. Happy anniversary to both of you. Sorry that you have to spend it here with us. But hopefully you've got something special planned for the weekend or sometime soon, and celebrate that first year. Did you guys save your cake topper? That's I know that's a thing that some couples do.
No, we got a spare.
That's just good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Would love a spare cake right now. That sounds delicious. Greg Mall out of 4 to try and dethrone Justin Michael. And I don't think he got to register time, so he must have found one of those pesky walls somewhere around Darlington. It's easy to do. Dancing with the Lady in Black. Everybody will end up with a Darlington stripe here, no doubt. Last look, we had 33 drivers in the session. That is, I don't need to tell you, that's a lot to try and cram into a already smaller than a 1.5 mile track, but also one where the racing surface is not really that wide.
No, I mean, it's borderline impossible to make it through the entry of one side by side without having some sort of contact, whether it be with the other truck or the wall.
Nice lap for Matt Sisler. He will go up to 6th quickest. Billy Bumgarner just clocked in at 16th fastest. Here is Zachary Gerver, one of those drivers on the hotly contested right side of our points graphic from a moment ago. Just a couple of points out for both of the Groovers. And the Q lap for Zachary Groover will put him 16th quickest out of the 20 drivers that have elected to take a time. Looks like 5 drivers tried to make a qualifying lap, but ran afoul of iRacing's incident point system, where if you make any sort of contact with the wall on your lap, it does not register the lap. That would be Greg Mall, Kyle Stewart, CJ McLaughlin, who is back for the first time since his victory at Atlanta a couple of weeks ago. Rob Martin and Chris Braley all attempted to make a qualifying run, but to no avail. So 20 drivers with a time. It looks like 33. We'll take to the starting grid here in just a moment as we'll get ready to go racing. From the Lady in Black, the track too tough to tame. It is Darlington. Ready to go for the Twisted Designs 110. The penultimate round of the regular season, 2025 season number 2 for the Max V CNC Designs Truck Series, in the pole belongs to driver 87. That is Justin Michael with his 27th career pole in the Max V Truck Series, 5th of the season. He'll lead the field of green next to the reigning series champion Dakota Floyd on the outside pole. He's the defending race winner at Darlington. Joshua Fracker will line up on row number 2 on the inside of Seth Foudy, who took last week off. Fracker, best career start in Max V in 3rd. Foudy to his outside in 4th. Nathan Carroll and Matt Sisler on row number 3. James Lehman and Jared Wishon on the 4th row. Mike Milfeld and Mason Sweet will round out your top 10 starters. Row number 6 is Gino Morrow on the inside of Scott Patton. Look for these two to make moves early in this one. Patton missed last week. Christian Elliott will make his debut here this evening in truck number 13 from the 13th starting spot. Alex Allen, coming off a career best finish last week, will line up in the 14th spot. Jack Watson, Zachary Groover, 2 drivers in the postseason hunt. One above the cut line, one below. They start on row number 8. Billy Bumgarner firmly above the cut line. This needs a good finish tonight from the 17th starting spot. Brad Slagle to his outside in 18th. Parker Donaldson and Logan Murray was on pace for a podium last week. Didn't get it, but he will start from P20 tonight. Looking to rectify that. Heath Smith and Rob Haynes, 2 of the OGs on row number 11. It's Greg Mull and Rod Mitten on row number 12. Kyle Stewart, Matt Rodolasso on row 13. CJ McLaughlin and Kerry Cleaver on the 14th row. Row number 15 is Josh Longbones on the inside of Chris Voiles, Rob Martin, Chris Braley, and Ryan Nardone. Shotgun on the field in the 33rd and final starting position. Drivers lined up here on the front straightaway, ready to roll out. Here's a quick look at the weather conditions under the lights here at Darlington. Well, we'll give you the weather condition. We'll move the Twisted Designs over. 87 degrees. The track temperature just about matches the ambient temperature through the magic of television, able to accommodate for your viewing pleasure. Mr. Joshua Motichek, last week's race winner in booth 200. What are the race notes ahead of 110 laps tonight at Darlington?
Man, we are once again back to your regularly programmed Max V. 3 extra sets of tires, no fast repairs. The incident limits do still stand. 16 incidents is a drive-through. 21 incidents will be a disqualification. So definitely watch out for that, as you will very assuredly see several, if not every single truck out here bouncing off of the turn 2 wall. 70% fuel should put the pit window around lap 38. 110 laps is the full distance tonight, which will put the stage break at the end of lap 33. So a pretty lengthy run to the stage for this track. So it's definitely going to be a very heavily contested run to the stage.
If you're looking at the record of cautions here in Max V competition at Darlington, we've had 2 races with 2 cautions and 1 race with 9 cautions. It really is sort of an all or nothing game. We're guaranteed 1. We'll see how many more than that we get. As under the lights, Justin Michael, Dakota Floyd at the front of the field. We are green at Darlington.
Very, very tight getaway from your front row as we roll down into 1. Michael able to slide ahead. A couple drivers into the wall further back.
Go side by side. Must have missed the throwback scheme memo. There's quite a few of them there on the track, including Justin Michael, who will lead around the outside down the front stretch. The opening lap goes to your pole sitter. Floyd in second, Wishon in third, Fracker and Carroll the top 5. There are a couple of drivers that were in the wall early. One of them was Rob Martin. We're still green. You go aboard with your reigning series champion and defending Darlington winner, Dakota Floyd. Rob Martin says he's toast already and on pit road. Josh Longbones is a couple laps down already here on lap number 4. Top 3 drawing closer together. Mason Sweet through on Mike Milfelt. Sweet up to 7. Scott Patton is on the move big time here. Is now the caution is out. It looks like Parker Donaldson is around on the backstretch. Donaldson parked the wrong way on the outside wall, and that will trigger our first caution here on lap number 5. Already Donaldson, you could see, has hit the wall. We'll back it up and see if we can pinpoint it a little further than that. That is his teammate to his inside, CJ McLaughlin. But I don't think they're going to make any contact. I think this is a case of Parker. It's literally the razor's edge on the high side on exit. You want to be on the exit as Donaldson hits the wall. Nowhere for Zachary Groover to go. You want to be on the high side on exit, but if you get there too early, you're going to hit the wall. You kind of have to go from the extreme inside to the extreme outside at the exact moment. It's so weird. This track is just so bizarre. God love it. I don't know what we'd do without it in NASCAR, but this is, this is a lot of drivers' absolute nightmare.
It's set up specifically so that the turn 2 exit can kill you.
Yes. And really just 3 and 4 in general will kill you as well.
Yes.
But thank God we could still go minnow fishing in turn number 3. That's why this track is egg-shaped like it is. So a couple of drivers down pit road. Of course, Zachary Gruber and Parker Donaldson will have damage, but this is Seth Foudy as well. Now coming in early. I just want to say hello to a few more folks that were in the chat that we missed. Brad Slagle, Danielle Carroll, Lisa Carroll. I'll just say this much to Brad Slagle. I'm a lot happier up here than I am down there. But at least he's giving it a shot. It's a lot of fun watching races at Darlington. We'll just leave it at that.
I think that's a pretty good summation.
Yeah, to Danielle's point in the chat, there are a lot of good looking throwback trucks, but we'll take a look here at Nathan Carroll's in particular first. There we go. That is a pretty good looking truck. Missing my my good camera pack here from Darlington. I have no idea where it went. We'll get it back eventually. That is a throwback scheme for Mason Sweet, but that is also his primary scheme, so it's not really that much of a throwback. Scott Patton running the old classic Days of Thunder there in the 46. Put the Stone River Outfitters on it as well. So we'll see what we got here with Justin Michael and Dakota Floyd back on the front row. Lap number 8 will be on the board this time. Michael has control. He fires. We're back underway.
Very good jump from Michael. Floyd looking to hang on to the second position as they roll into 1. He will inch ahead of Wishon for that second place.
Joshua Franker reclaiming the 4th position as Carroll, Patton, and Sweet stacking up for 5th. Here's Sweet with a dive. Take the spot away from Patton. Nicely done there for the 11. Slots right in behind Nathan Carroll. As Howland and Morrow going side by side behind them for 9th and 10th. Jack Watts will get in on that action as well.
One into the wall pretty hard further back in the field.
Meanwhile, Sweet has picked off Carroll, and Patton will try and do the same here in 3 and 4. They are panel to panel. But Patton will take the spot. Carroll back to 7th. Here's Mike Milfeld. Going to have to go to the inside of the 63 side by side in 1 and 2. It's sketchy. And Carroll will roll out of it to keep himself out of the wall. And caution is out, and it's Matt Sisler and C.J. McLaughlin at an issue now. Here on lap number 10. So that is 2 Wildish Motor Ventures drivers with issues early. We've already matched our caution count from last season with another guaranteed caution, still another 20 laps away. So this is Sisler in the 93 truck, who had himself a good qualifying run, but I believe had a penalty from a number of weeks ago. It's already happening in front of him. Let's back it up and go up to Greg Mall and Brad Slagle. One of those two will get a better idea of how this started. Slagle into the wall. McLaughlin going to pile in on his back, and that is Christian Elliott there as well. Maul going to finish McLaughlin off. And I think Sisler into Lehman there. And I think Sisler just going to pile into McLaughlin here as well. So it starts with the stack up there for Brad Slagle, who is coming down pit road as we speak. Let's back this up a little bit further and just see. I would imagine that this is probably just Slagle getting up and into the wall. But we will find out for sure. Why does it keep sending me to trucks that I'm not asking to see? There we go. Just a little bit high there on entry, and it can stack up that quickly. So, all involved drivers plus Rob Haynes are down the pits. That's Sisler, Elliott, Slagle, and McLaughlin, along with Rob Haynes. And the field is still under the control of Justin Michael. As that is Parker Donaldson getting his lap back.
It's always a good feeling.
So he will be driver number, for now, 30 on the lead lap. We'll see if Elliott, Slagle, Haynes, and McLaughlin are able to beat the pace car out. A little tight. And they should be able to all stay on the lead lap. From the looks of it, Kyle Stewart's night is over. So that will have some points implications. Stewart is not quite safe. He might be in a precarious position looking at the points for next week. But Kyle Stewart joins Josh Longmont and Rob Martin as the drivers that are not currently logging any laps, along with Brad Slagle, who will probably have some more extensive repairs to make. Slagle will find himself now the only active driver 1 lap down.
One thing we haven't really mentioned at all yet tonight is tire wear and how it will affect long run.
Tire wear is on everybody's mind, I would imagine, as we're back into green.
Michael again with a good getaway.
Big jump. Floyd is clear on Wishon for third. Patton is continuing to move. Move Scott Patton up to fourth. Mason Sweet to fifth as they are going around. And the caution is out for the third time. It can really happen quickly, and that's exactly what has happened. I think Christian Elliott, Kerry Cleaver involved. Never actually got a notification that anybody crashed, but I mean, we saw it happening. Oh, yeah. That is, that's the boss man getting turned by Chris Braley. Shouldn't say getting turned by Chris Braley. We'll see how it unfolds here first. It's Ryan Nardone to the inside, and 2 wide is one thing. Not that they're 3 wide here, but you might as well be in the way that they're going to be formed up here now. I think Cleaver's going to get into the wall first. Oh, no, Cleaver is not in the right gear from the looks of it, or is incredibly damaged still from the last accident, because he is, I mean, visibly losing time. I mean, you can see those drivers just going way faster as his RPM spike there. And so Cleaver with a helping hand around, but I mean, all in all, that could have been a lot worse. Really just Cleaver getting the bulk of it. A couple of other drivers getting some passing damage. Zachary Groover, Parker Donaldson, Christian Elliott, Rob Haynes down pit road, getting some damage from earlier incidents fixed for everybody, I would imagine, other than Christian Elliott.
Parker Donaldson off of that one looked like he was still at the dirt track.
You know, sometimes you never really leave the dirt track. Well, 3 early cautions, another one on the way here on lap 33, guaranteed. I mean, it's the old cautions breeding cautions sort of thing. Oddly enough, we haven't really seen it a lot at Darlington on turn 200 before, save for one Max V race and one Venom race where the cautions really sort of started to pile up. But it can happen, and that is what's happening. See if these drivers could get a little bit settled in for what won't be a long run if we could run it out to the stage, but it'll be the longest run that we've had. Justin Michael in Dakota Floyd on the front row. Man, Scott Patton has been rocking and rolling. He'll now be to the outside of Jared Wishon on row 2. Mason Sweet likewise is +5 on the day. Sweet now to the outside of Joshua Fracker. Mike Milfeld, Gino Morrow, Nathan Carroll, and Jack Watts, the top 10. Justin Michael with control once again on our third restart of the day. We are back to green on lap 18.
A little bit tighter restart there from the rest of the field. Wishon solidly under Floyd. Now going to back out and give Floyd the spot.
Mason Sweet is going to take Scott Patton to the inside as there was maybe just a smidge of contact between the two. Sweet dives it under the 46. And Patton will have to watch this Coors Banquet number 11 pull away. Sweet up to 4th. Patton maybe trying to bide his time a little bit here. Now in the 5th position as Justin Michael continues to show the way.
Sweet giving it the old Darlington stripe through 1 and 2.
Really
Sweet now to the inside of Wishon.
Don't end up with a Darlington stripe. It's like you didn't even race. Wishon with the high ground through 3 and 4, able to fend off Sweet. He's again right on that razor's edge on the top side. Sweet able to go a little bit higher, and he's going to reap the rewards. He's got the run into 3. Trying to pull the trigger on a little short slide, and he's got it. Mason Sweet's a 3rd, and he is rocking and rolling.
Sweet is definitely on the move, looking to track down your leaders.
It's been all Michael and Floyd thus far. Let's not let Michael get away at any point. Gino Morrow is putting up some fast laps here. Morrow there will catch a piece of the wall out of 4. But he's sized it up. Mike Milfeld and Joshua Fracker in front of him. Let's go kickpot cam here with Mason Sweet. We'll watch the hands down to the bottom in 3 and 4. Right in line with Floyd and Michael. You can hear the tires screaming a little bit.
Back to the top this time. Going to gain a little bit of time on Floyd.
And he's helping to gain some time on Floyd because Wishon and Patton have come roaring back here. Second to fifth, nose to tail here on lap 24. Again, chasing the stage in 9.5 laps time.
Oh boy, Patton into the wall on entry.
Still looking okay. 3 different lines among these 4 drivers. Keeping an eye on Gino Morrow and Mike Millfelt as well as Wishon drops back a little bit to Patton.
Second through fourth still grouped up. Meanwhile, Justin Michael is taking his advantage to walk away.
0.6 of a second out front for Justin Michael. He is firmly in control of this field. A driver that's always been good at Darlington. We haven't seen him up front yet. That's James Lehman. Lehman riding back in 13th right now.
Oh boy.
There's a couple of drivers into the wall there and just sneaking that right rear quarter panel up against the safer barrier.
Lehman to the inside of Alex Howland, down into 1.
So Lehman now will move up to 12th. Got a lot of laps here between Truck 200 and Max V at Darlington, but has not come away with a victory here. And he's one driver that's technically above the cut line right now, but has a win, but isn't eligible to capitalize on the win. Is trying to make it in on points. Unless he could start the next 2 races, in which case he'll be locked in with a win. Really weird situation for James. I'm sure he's just looking to have a decent finish here tonight. Mason Sweet a little bit too high there, and Wishon will try and stick it to the outside. Sweet is going to chop the nose here into 1. But that may not get him a very clean corner entry, and it will not. It'll put him up into the wall. And Wishon will look to capitalize now down the back stretch. Can't quite do anything with it. It's scrapping, but it's working for Sweet right now, as long as he can keep the toes in.
I'll be working the stage break in the next few laps here.
3.5 laps till we'll see that stage caution. Patton fades from view as Wishon will dive it to the inside. Oh, there's contact! Sweet is going to save it. Into the wall he goes. I'm sure he won't be too happy about that, but Wishon will move up to 3rd. Still had a little bit of crowding there. Wishon now is going to do his best to get some wheels and drive away.
Wishon now knows what's in the mirror.
Definitely. No challenge for the final stage position right now. It belongs to Jack Watts. Nathan Carroll 9th, Mike Millfelt 8th, Gino Morrow in 7th. He's got Mike Millfelt right behind him. 2 to go in the stage. We'll see if Mike can get back by the 71. Joshua Fracker looks to have decent long-run pace here. He's been able to reel Scott Patton back in. Oh, Mason Sweet rails the wall out of turn 4. And that was less of a Darlington stripe and more of a Darlington banquet, if you will. Sweet will try and hang on. Not that he's racing for points, but love to get himself into decent position here, headed to pit stops. Patton will pull it to the outside as Justin Michael will come across the stripe to win the stage. Patton and Sweet door to door, and I think Patton is going to come away with the spot by an inch. Floyd in second, Wishon in third, Patton in fourth, Sweet in fifth, Fracker, Morrow, Milfelt, Carroll, and Watts, your point getters here in the stage. Our fourth caution of the night. And potentially last. Potentially. Given how hard these drivers are racing, though, something tells me we are not quite done with the yellow laundry yet.
I do hope we go green long enough that we do get a green flag pit cycle, because this pit road entry is definitely unique with how wide turn 3 and 4 is all the way down to the inside wall.
Patton by that much over Sweet, and Patton will enter pit road fourth. But he will have the furthest pit stall back out of any of these drivers. Remember, he qualified 12th. Had to pass a lot of trucks and a lot of short stint green flag runs. Michael will be primed to win the race off unless somebody's got some shenanigans to bust out here. There's Patton in the green. Michael wins handily. Floyd out second. Patton beats Wishaw. Morrow up to fifth. Sweet will drop back to seventh. Milfeld eighth. Carroll ninth. Smith 10th. And where did Jack Watts go? Jack Watts is still on pit road. He won't even be in the top 20. So some kind of issue for Jack Watts is going to plummet him through the running order.
And it does look like Gino Morrow got a speeding penalty off of pit road.
Wow. Well, it's a bummer. But that is him dropping back to the tail of the field here. So Morrow was getting along decently. Not saying it was going to be a podium run like we've seen the last couple of weeks, but, you know, was close to the top 5, running healthily in the top 10. And now we'll have a lot of work to do to try and match that. So that will move Heath Smith now into the top 10 for the first time this evening. Smith plus 11, one of the drivers that did not get to turn a qualifying lap. So Justin Michael, Dakota Floyd will be on the front row. Scott Patton now in third. Jared Wishon to his outside. Mason Sweet and Joshua Fracker on row 3. Nathan Carroll, Mike Milfelt on row 4. James Lehman now in ninth with Heath Smith to his outside. Howland, Mall, Foudy, Nardone, Sisler, Rodolasso, the top 16. Top 37 will go on the board. We could run it green the rest of the way. We'll see what Darlington has up its sleeve. Back to it. More importantly, will anybody have anything from Michael? Doesn't look like it yet. Patton, though. Good start. He's loose. Floyd is loose as well. He'll save it. That was a nervous moment there as Fracker. Oh, little contact there with Mason Sweet. They come away with that. I don't know how. And Fracker will hang on to fifth and hang on to the truck, more importantly. Nervous moments on cold tires here.
Boy, Sweet right to the bumper of Fracker.
Well, that's the third time Sweet's been made contact of. I'm sure he's a little tired of getting used up at this point. Fracker loose. Here goes Sweet to the inside. And Patton, meanwhile, has got up to second around Dakota Floyd. And he's right here with Justin Michael. Your 3 Darlington race winners in series history are all running 1, 2, 3, and Jared Wishon, ever the bridesmaid and never the bride. right here in fourth. Meanwhile, Sweet is able to get past Joshua Fracker. Fracker now backed up to Milfelt and Lehman. Floyd
gonna look for the lead.
Just a little peek here to the inside. Trying to pull this 87 back. Ooh, he'll jump up dangerously close to that outside wall. Looking for a big run here down the backstretch. Not sure he's going to quite get it.
Top four, all bumper to bumper.
This is why I leave Darlington to the professionals, because this is damn good racing. And I would be at least 2 cautions if I was out on the track.
Oh, Patton a little loose off.
Oh, Michael scraping the wall there, getting his stripe. And again, Michael just flirting with that outside wall in 1 and 2. Mason Sweet and now James Lehman in 6, not quite pulling up to this top 4 as they ride the train here around the bottom of the track. And in fact, Lehman is going to make a move here on Sweet, taking to the outside in 3 and 4, and the 50 is ripping. Lehman to 4th, and now he might come join the party, or rather Lehman to 5th, and he might come join the top 4.
Floyd scraping the wall off of 2. Still bumper to bumper to bumper.
You can hear those RPM spikes. I think that's some kind of audio glitch that we're having on the stream end. Not sure what the deal is with that, but apologies. Here's Floyd. Again, trying to pull out a line. If anything, just to try and break up Justin Michaels' momentum. Nothing going there. Now Floyd is vulnerable with Patton right behind, but Patton not quite going to pull the trigger yet. Oh, there's Floyd into the wall. Patton drifting high, though, in turn number 2. Not quite going to have enough to make a move on Dakota Floyd.
And Lehman around the top of 3 and 4 is now in the mix in the top 5.
Yes, indeed he is. Might get a 5-car train up front. Wishon giving a truck length now up to Patton. Mason Sweet still riding in 6 as Milfeld trying to track Fracker down once again.
Mason Sweet also putting a little time into this top 5 group.
Issue for Kerry Cleaver, but he's gone back to the pits and will stay green. Sweet is gaining. Shout out to Manny G in the chat. Nathan Carroll running in the 10th position, but he has got quite a few drivers around him as Lehman drifts high and nearly into the wall out of 4. Here's the view off of his hood. Even a little bit of contact with the wall into turn number 3 on the straightaway. Problem for Chris Braley. He is back to the pits and will stay green. Quick peek back to Gino Morrow in 15th as he had that speeding penalty. He is making passes, that's for sure. One of the faster drivers on track right now. See how far he can make it before pit stops. So we went green on lap 37. Where is that going to leave us in terms of pit stops here? And who maybe right now is looking to mix it up a little bit on strategy? We got some drivers that are sort of coming and going.
Oh, Lehman into the wall hard. Mason Sweet going to look to his outside. We're almost 3 wide for the lead.
Here we go. Floyd again, patiently waiting as Lehman and Sweet are door-to-door behind them. Michael into the wall. And it might be advantage Floyd as he gets a nose out ahead across the stripe. And that is a first lap lead for anybody other than Justin Michael tonight. Michael going to answer with a crossover in 1 and 2. And Floyd has got the pass complete. Here's Patton now to the inside of Michael. Patton going to throw Michael in the dirty air. So Justin Michael from first to third in 1 lap.
You'd be surprised at how much of a difference it makes to run in dirty air versus clean air and how much it can affect your momentum.
Here's Mike Milfelt with a pass on Joshua Fracker. He'll pull the chute in front of the 56. And Milfelt up to 7th. Pete Smith going to try and have a go. Fracker having a good night. I'm sure he wants to keep it that way. Seemed to be better over the course of the long run as well. Still probably, asterisk, because it's my math, probably a little less than 20 laps away from pit stops.
Probably somewhere around in there.
15? 10? I'm not sure. Somewhere in there. I do know this. Dakota Floyd leading by 0.3 of a second now. Patton trying to string Justin Michael along. And, get the train reformed. Here's the battle for 10th. Seth Foudy has not really been in the equation at all this evening.
Oh, Lehman
as
into
that was
the
James
wall.
Lehman into the wall. Riding it around 3 and 4. Lehman has dropped back in a hurry. So Lehman back to Smith, Fracker, Carroll, and Foudy. As meanwhile, Justin Michael is starting to move forward once again. Here he goes to the inside of Patton for second. Scott rim riding for a good run. But Michael answers it down low. This battling is allowing Floyd to get away by about 0.7 of a second, but Michael seems to have his feet back underneath of him as he is up to second with authority. Patton now will be in the crosshairs of Jared Wishaw. Two playoff drivers, meanwhile, battling for 14th. Ryan Nardone trying to move forward on Greg Mall.
Oh, Lehman into the wall and loose down the front stretch.
Man, Lehman is having a heck of a time all of a sudden. Smith loose underneath the 50. Smith into the wall. Here's Fracker right on the tailgate. Stacked up behind them. Carroll around the top. Able to fend off Foudy once again for 10th. We've got Foudy, Sisler, Morrow, Nardone, Mall. Pretty much all nose to tail from James Lehman back to Mall, 7th to 15th. Now that's a train. Justin Michael again reeling in Dakota Floyd. Here's Morrow and Foudy now side by side, and they make big time contact there. Able to hang on to it. I don't know how. Foudy holds on to 11. Morrow going to slip back to 13th with Matt Sisler sneaking around the top side. Rod Mitten is coming to pit road here on lap number 60. Oh, Lehman again riding the wall. And Joshua Fracker will get through his Lehman again. Just tail whips it out of fourth. I mean, once you hit the wall a couple of times, it almost feels like you've got a magnet in the right door. It's just hard to keep it out. And Lehman will drop all the way back to 13th.
And for me, I don't even have to hit it the first time for the magnet to be there.
Yeah, here.
Yeah.
This track just has it out for everybody, I think. I mean, we've even seen Floyd, Michael, and Patton up into the wall. There's Michael again, throwing sparks, but he's got a huge run on Floyd. And here's Mitten on fresh tires. Where is the 92 truck going to go? He is just barely inches clear of Michael. And we'll get around the top side now. We'll look underneath of the race leader, trying to get a lap back. You can see able to throttle up there in the middle of the corner, and that is going to get Floyd tripped up and open the door for Justin Michael. Side by side here on lap 63 for the lead. Pit stops looming ahead. Michael loose on the inside. Floyd able to fend off the 87 for now. Wishon still stalking Patton here for third. And Sisler and Morrow, the other two drivers, close enough to each other to challenge for position. Sisler trying to get up to 11th. But we'll go back now to Floyd in lap traffic with Justin Michael behind him.
Oh, Millfield on the front stretch. Millfield and Sweet both off pace.
Wow. Faster drivers
Millfeld's
having a
still in
split
the
as
wall.
Millfeld is nearly up on his side, riding around the outside wall. We'll see if he's able to get this off the track. If he starts to go much slower, the caution is going to fly, but Millfeld will get it down to the flat down the backstretch, and we should stay green. Man, what has happened to Mike Millfeld? We'll take a look at it here. Oh, and Sweet. Oh, trying to save it, comes back down the track and hooks Millfeld after the two of them made contact to begin with. Such tight quarters here at Darlington. It's a tough call. Pit stops will be happening very, very soon. Dakota Floyd now back out to a half-second lead over Justin Michael. Patton and Wishon drawing nearer and nearer. Nathan Carroll and Seth Foudy now up to 5th, with Sweet and Millfeld making their way out. Slow and Steady wins the race. These two were just battling for 10th, nose to tail. Now they're battling for 5th. Here's Wishon to the inside of Patton for 3rd.
Wishon not able to get enough of a run to go down into turn 1.
Patton able to run 1 and 2 like he wants. Wishon still gets better drive off. Able to close up to a truck length in less now. Little blinking from Wishon. We've seen that intermittently throughout the race. Just the sheer patience you have to exhibit here. By the way, Mason Sweet fell back to 10th, and he's trying to hold off Ryan Nardone ahead of pit stops here. As Wishon zeroing in on the Stone River Outfitters Silverado of Scott Patton. The lead got up to 1 second, but little by little, Michael is starting to claw back in as Wishon going to make the dive down the backstretch to get underneath the Patton. Wishon with the nose out ahead. Patton still with plenty of positioning here on the top side. Whoa! Nearly loose and into the right rear quarter panel. Just barely keeps it out of Wishon. But Wishon will take third. Pit stops starting. Here's Greg Mull from 15th. And I think we are in for the floodgates being open here momentarily.
Oh boy, Mason Sweet. Sideways down into pit road.
So he will bring it down into the pits. Boy, he's had a heck of a race, to say the very least. Oh, Nathan Carroll looks like he just got up and into the wall, and Seth Foudy's going to try and take advantage. Try and move himself up to 5th before a pit stop here. Carroll able to hold Patton firm as Patton will be the first of the leaders to come down pit road. Foudy again looking to the inside of Carroll for now 4th. Matt Rodolasso also in this time as here comes Justin Michael. Oh, Michael really aggressive on entry there. Jared Wishon down to 2nd as Dakota Floyd. See how quickly he's going to answer Justin Michael. I would imagine he does not want to be out here too many laps longer. I can't think that he would be able to be out there for too many laps longer. These tanks have got to be running dry. Floyd will stay out for another lap. Nathan Carroll looks to be peeling off. They'll hit the flat here in 3 and 4. Makes the commitment cone. Much more gathered entry there for the 63.
Boy, Jack Watts a little sideways on entry.
Jack Watts, CJ McLaughlin in. Here comes the race leader. 51 total seconds on pit road for Justin Michael. We'll see how that stacks up with some of his fellow competitors. Jared Wishon, now the race leader. Seth Foudy, Gina Morrow, Matt Sisler, Ryan Nardone. The top 5 are about the only 5 holdouts that we've got.
Here comes Wishon.
Wishon in. A little bit more aggressive.
Bowdy, and Morrow will follow.
So will Sisler and Nardone, so this will complete the pit cycle. At least the drivers that were on the lead lap to start the cycle. Justin Michael is the leader right now, even out ahead of Dakota Floyd, and he's going to be out ahead of him by probably 4 or 5 seconds by the time Floyd gets up to speed. Heath Smith looks to have jumped Dakota Floyd. Smith tentatively in the 3rd position. Wishon and Foudy still on pit road as Michael Patton and Floyd go through. Wishon will come out in the 5th position. And should come out right ahead of Mason Sweet. That'll be interesting. Patton on a couple lap older tires than Justin Michael, but he's got him right in his crosshairs. Repping the New England Racing Museum, Patton closing in on Justin Michael, his teammate, to a 1/4 of a second. Behind them, Dakota Floyd is through on Heath Smith. So move Floyd to 3rd. He's only 2.5 seconds behind this battle for the lead on fresher tires than both of these two. Michael with a kiss of the wall there, out of 4. And here's Patton trying to size up an opportunity to get through to the race lead. That time it's Patton that drifts a little wide. Meanwhile, Dakota Floyd leaps and bounds quicker than your top 2. He's cut it down to 1.6 seconds. There he is in the back of the shot. Michael is trying to get up and go. Get out of range of an attack from Dakota Floyd.
Not letting that happen.
Jared Wishon through on Heath Smith. Smith struggling at this point. Yeah, Patton definitely keeping Michael honest here.
Smith up into the wall. Smith is on about 10 lap older tires than most of the rest of this field. CJ McLaughlin going to give way down into turn 1 to Floyd.
Let's see what Ron Mitten is going to do now. The shoe is on the other foot. Mitten was flying through these two earlier. And now will pull down and out of the way. You think it's any coincidence? Because I sure don't. 3 drivers that have won here in series history are now going to be the same 3 that are going to battle for the win. Seemingly, unless they all wad each other up. Michael, Patton, and Floyd. It's even in the order that they've won.
I think it just proves that it wasn't a lucky win.
No, it definitely was not for any of them. More lap traffic ahead here from Michael and Patton as Floyd now is inside of the second. Parker Donaldson going to move down to the bottom of the track. Here's what Floyd sees as he gets a good look at the tailgate of the 74. Those 2 dots up there are what he's aiming for. He's lost a little bit of time now. Try and start to reel these 2 back in. Patton started to drift back just a little bit here in the Twisted Designs 110. 23 laps to go. Rod Mitten, who, remember, started our pit cycle last time under green, just came back down pit road. So we're probably a little close to the fuel number, but I think everybody should be good. Of course, I said that a couple of weeks ago, and Justin Michael literally didn't have a drop of fuel at the end of that race. Floyd back to a second behind. Some other battles to keep your eyes on here in the closing laps. Gino Morrow is closing in on Seth Foudy. Morrow trying to keep his top 5 streak alive. Joshua Fracker, Matt Sisler trying to track down the ailing Heath Smith here for a spot inside the top 10. And Nathan Carroll is closing in on Mason Sweet right now.
Mentioning fuel numbers, Scott Patton is currently the earliest pit stop on fuel. Should put him 36 laps from his pit, and we have seen them go longer than that so far in this race. So I think everyone should pretty easily make it to the end, possibly without even fuel saving. So probably going to be a lot of action at the front of this field.
Nathan Carroll through on Greg Mall. Carroll up to 8th. Mall, one of the earlier pitters, fading back. As is Heath Smith. Smith was just in 10th last lap. He's now down to 15th, and he is really on the struggle bus here. Yeah, I think Smith is coming to pit road, and indeed he is. Floyd is catching. 7/10. The good news for Justin Michaels, he's left Scott Patton behind, so Floyd and Patton will have to mix it up in order to be a challenge for the win for Justin Michael.
This battle for 7th, 8th, and 9th really heating up here.
Carroll on the front foot here trying to challenge for Sisler's spot. We'll keep our eyes on that, but here comes Floyd to the inside of Patton for second. Oh, Floyd a little bit tight there. Still has the positioning. Justin Michael now pulls out to a second. As Logan Murray is coming down pit road, Floyd is... oh, he's still not clear. He wants an unencumbered entry there into turn number 1, and he will get it. Just barely slips by the 46. And now it is a 1.5 seconds for Dakota Floyd to catch up to Justin Michael. Problems for Mason Sweet is around on the front stretch. Trying not to pull it back up onto the track. As he'll get it back up to speed, we're going to stay green. That truck is damaged. Big time. Something massively broken on this 11 truck. He is not quite out of the woods yet as the leaders go by. That truck could still hook out from underneath of him.
Oh,
Man.
this body slams the wall. Oh.
Sweet. Still keeping it out on track. I mean, that truck is incredibly broken from the looks of it. Floyd is catching Justin Michael little by little, but some lap trucks between he and the race leader. Let's quickly take a look at what happened to Mason Sweet. Oh, that is more contact from Nathan Carroll. It did look maybe like there was a Scotia netcode in there. But, I mean, that's been the story of Mason Sweet's night here this evening. Oh, yeah, they did not actually make contact there. Back to the live action. Coming to 12 laps to go. 1.4 seconds now between Floyd and Michael. Things have settled down for position in the pack. About the only challenge that we've got right now is Ryan Nardone trying to get up to 9th. Joshua Fracker has that position. Nardone has been solid on the long run. Fracker has as well, but a little bit less so on this run thus far. So he's falling back to the 98 here. Two drivers that need all the points that they can get. A little bit too close for comfort to the cut line as things stand coming into tonight. So they'll battle for a spot in the top 10. Meanwhile, Scott Patton being reeled in by Jared Wishon. Wishon trying to get back onto the podium for the umpteenth time this season. Floyd not really making any inroads right now. 1.3 seconds out to Justin Michael. Patton in the wake of his teammate Rob Haynes in the 199. Parker Donaldson and Mike Milfelt down pit road. Milfelt, remember, took big damage from contact with Mason Sweet before the last green flag pit cycle. Haynes will jump out of line and let these two race it out for the final spot on the podium. Jack Watson and Alex Howland are set to do battle here for 11th. Here's Wishon to the inside of Patton for third. Oh, and that is really tight. And Patton will give way. Wishon to third. A quick peek back at Joshua Fracker and Ryan Nardone battling for 9th. Fracker still holding firm to the position. For Dakota Floyd, if he's got anything left, now is the time. 1.3 seconds still standing between he and Justin Michael, and that gap has not really been coming down.
unless Justin Michael makes a critical mistake, I don't think that it is going to happen for Dakota Floyd.
Well, normally, I would say that is out of character for Justin Michael, but I don't think character means anything here at Darlington because the track has all the character. Darlington could just as easily make the mistake for Justin Michael. Nobody would bat an eye. It's not over till it's over here. Crossing the line, 4 laps to go. And we haven't seen the yellow flag since lap 37, but that doesn't mean that it's not in Barney the flagman's hand right now. It's only been an hour, but it's been a grueling hour, and these drivers know the end is near. Mistakes can be made. 3 to go. Nardone sizing up a move here on Joshua Fracker. Fracker's holding on. Michael into lap traffic. Rod Mitten will give way even though Mitten is on fresher tires. Don't look now, but Floyd has cut this gap in half with 2 to go. 7/10 of a second. Might be too little too late, but there is hope. Down to 6/10. Floyd is charging to the white flag.
As you always say, catching is one thing, passing is a whole nother ordeal.
And he's still got a lot of catching to do yet. Michael just needs a clean lap as this race is official. The gap is stabilized at 7/10. Justin Michael through turns 3 and 4 is going to bring it home. Michael with a 4th win on the season, and Justin Michael wins at Darlington for the 2nd time. Michael takes the Twisted Designs 110. Floyd in 2nd. Jared Wishon in 3rd. Little drift session there for Mason Sweet. Michael with his 20th career Max V CNC Home Design Truck Series victory. That, of course, leads all drivers. His 4th win of the season. And he bests the defending race winner and reigning series champion Dakota Floyd in a classic Darlington shootout this evening. Michael's on a roll. Just in time for the playoffs. And boom goes the dynamite. All right. It's time for a full finishing rundown here after 110 laps tonight. Twisted Designs 110 goes to Justin Michael for his 4th win of the season, 20th of his career here in Max V. We'll talk to him. We'll talk to Dakota Floyd and Jared Wishon here momentarily as they finish 2nd and 3rd. 4th for Scott Patton. At least breaks a string of bad juju of late for Patton. Seth Foudy rally for a spot in the top 5. Gino Morrow in 6th. Matt Sisler in 7th. Nathan Carroll, Joshua Fracker, and Ryan Nardone. Your top 10. 11th for Jack Watts. 12th place for Alex Hallen, James Lehman in 13th, Greg Mall, Matt Rodolasi, your top 15, Billy Bumgardner in 16th, 17th for Rob Ains and CJ McLaughlin in 18th, Mason Sweet, Zachary Gruber, your top 20, 21st for Ron Mitten, it's 22nd for Parker Donaldson, Logan Murray in 23rd, 24th for Heath Smith, and 25th for Mike Milfeld Jr. 26th tonight is Kerry Cleaver, 27th for Chris Braley, Christian Elliott in 28th, and these are all DNFs from here on out, from basically Kerry Cleaver on down. Chris Williams, 29th, Brad Slagle, 30th, Kyle Stewart, 31st, Josh Longmont's 32nd, and Rob Martin, 33rd. There are some interesting points situations heading into the regular season finale next week that we will certainly be paying very close attention to in the off week ahead of Richmond next week for the final regular season race of Max V competition here on Turn 200. In the meantime, let's get to chatting with your podium finishers. And one driver that has not been any sort of stranger to the podium of late, Jared Wishon, will battle hard with Scott Patton here at the end of this one and bring home the bronze here tonight. Congratulations.
Yeah, definitely a fun race. I don't think we fell outside the top four. So, yeah, we'll take it. I didn't really know what to expect coming in here. I'm usually good at saving tires, but I just didn't have nothing for the 57 or 87.
I mean, it's kind of the typical Darlington race in the fact that we've only had a couple of races here with a lot of cautions. It certainly seemed early that it was going to go that way. But then, I mean, from lap 37 to lap 110, this thing went clean and green, kind of clean anyway, clean enough for Darlington. But, I mean, at one point, you guys were, the top four were all nose to tail. In fact, it ended up being the top six that were basically nose to tail. I mean, it was, you could tell who the fast guys were early. It's, I mean, pit strategy sort of mixed things up a little bit there as well.
Yeah, I think I tried to do the Dover strategy where I ran long, but I mean, a couple guys did with me, and it just didn't work out at the end of the run like I thought it would. We kind of evened out there with, I don't know, 15 or so to go. It just kind of, all the momentum kind of stopped, and we were just kind of all the same. But yeah, I wish I would have pitted a couple laps sooner now. But yeah, I didn't really think we was gonna be able to make it on fuel there early because I thought it was like 33 laps to go on a tank, but it was actually more than I thought. So I kind of screwed myself on my pit strategy and wish I would have come in earlier now.
Joshua, what you got?
Man, congrats on the podium being back up here with us in the booth. I mean, obviously no stranger to the podium steps. I mean, what's it going to take for us to see you up on that very high number one step?
I don't know. I wish I had the answer to that, but it's one of these days it's got to fall our way. But we're just like second or third best right now, and just can't seem to break through and find what we need to win. It's been a good stretch of tracks for me. I thought Charlotte Dirt or Darlington would be a good shot to do that, but we were just missed a little bit to be able to compete with the guys last week and then again this week.
Well, I know you came into the season late, but I mean, you're one of the drivers that's basically locked in on points guaranteed headed into the postseason. I mean, you're obviously on fire right now, despite the lack of a win. I mean, no better time to get your first W than in the final 5 races of the season where it seems to matter the most.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool if we could make that happen. I don't really know the tracks in the playoffs off the top of my head, but hopefully we can make that happen and get our first win in the playoffs.
Well, we'll look forward to that. You're certainly more than capable of doing so, and I think it's coming. So we'll see. But in the meantime, we still got another race to go in the regular season next week. Regardless, let's get some shout-outs once again before we let you go.
I just want to thank Diecast fans again for being on the truck. I think they got the entire season here. So I believe this is the last race in the pink. So thanks to them for letting me run the pink for October, and you guys for broadcasting it and all the admins that put this league on. It's really one of the most respectful driver-wise leagues that I'm a part of right now, so it's really fun to come out here and run and have some good battles with people and not just get ran over or wrecked. So it's definitely fun to come in and run on Thursday. So thanks to them for putting this on.
Absolutely, partner. Thank you for the time, as always. We'll look forward to hopefully talking to you again next week in Richmond.
Thank you.
By the way, those final 5 races: Las Vegas, Auto Club, Martinsville, Daytona, and Homestead. I think 3 out of 5 banger, 1 absolute show, and Las Vegas is in there too. Let's move on to Dakota Floyd, who will bring home the silver here tonight. And not from a lack of effort, man. An explosive last 4 or 5 laps there. Trying to reel in Justin Michael, coming up a little bit short, but you seem to have his number there in the closing laps.
Yep, I think I overcut him too much on the green flag stop. I shouldn't have went as long as I did. I should have pit 1 lap sooner, but he did a really good job of maintaining the tire disadvantage, and so hats off to him. I screwed my strategy up, but I'm more than happy with my what feels like 20th second place this season.
And that's what we were just talking about with Jared Wishon as well, man. Just, I mean, you've got the win this season, of course, and he doesn't, but just podiuming the field to death, if that is a word. And you've certainly accomplished just that. But in terms of this race, what changed there in the middle of your long green flag run? Did Michael fade back to you, or did you find something there in that towards the end of that long run to take the lead?
I was just trying to do the same thing I did last season, and it was working really well. I saw those guys start to fall back, so I thought I'd built up enough gap. And yeah, I was just trying to replicate what I did last season, but I did not replicate the pit strategy. So it is what it is.
Joshua, what you got?
Man, congrats on the podium, being back up here with us yet again. I mean, you talk about pit strategy. When you get into a long green flag run where you're going to have to come in under green, what is the decision maker when you have a little bit of wiggle room? You can come in a little bit early, a little bit late. What is the final straw that makes that decision for you?
I think, especially being in the lead, I think a lot of it for me is just watching in my mirror, waiting to see what those guys do, because I think the cushion I had, I was able to have that 1 lap buffer. It's like, okay, they're going to pit now to undercut me. I can then decide when to come in. So I thought the 2 lap advantage was going to be a lot better than it was. And it was until I got about to that 1 second buffer window. And then I really couldn't make anything up. So yeah, it's just a lot of just kind of playing that game of chicken to see who wants to come down pit road first.
Well, it was a lot of fun here tonight, not just in watching you try and reel Justin Michael in there at the end of the race, but also when you guys were all trained up there at the start of the long green flag run. That was a blast to sort of watch, like you said, the chess match there of trying to maneuver through the line. It was a lot of fun here tonight at Darlington. Congrats on another podium, and let's get some shout-outs in once again.
Yeah, always got to shout out the team. Kyle unfortunately had a packet loss today. He lost power, so hate that for him. And thank you to the league. We had a little bit of a rocky start, but I'm really glad we got the long green flag run to the end there. And so shout out to everybody for racing me clean. Lap cars were phenomenal. They gave a lot of space tonight. I know it's tough at Darlington, so everyone did a really good job of racing me clean tonight. Thank you to all the admins that make this show run. And thank you guys up at Turn 200 for an amazing broadcast as always. I really love going back and watching these shows. Thank you to all the sponsors that keep this league going, allow us to have a broadcast, and thank you to everyone that supports me.
All righty, partner. Thanks for the time here tonight. Congrats. We'll hopefully talk to you again next week at Richmond.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful night.
And now for the 4th time this season, we welcome in Justin Michael as the race winner. And sporting the old Beretta white and blue here this evening as well to take a second career Darlington victory. Welcome back to the booth, and congrats on the win.
Thanks, guys. I guess I've been doing this too long. I can throw back my own paint schemes.
Yeah, always nice to have a years-old archive. I was, when we got in the broadcast here, I literally said on the broadcast, I forgot to turn Trading Paints on. There's no way that's Justin Michael's scheme for the night. And lo and behold, it is. And a throwback to you kicking all sorts of ass in the early Truck 200 days as well. Because there one little bitty part of the middle of the portion of the race where you looked a little vulnerable. But outside of that, I mean, it's business as usual here at Darlington. You cleaned up pretty well.
Yeah, I kind of looked away and looked up at whatever's on my 4th monitor up here, and I hit the wall, and the aero push sucks here. So once you get behind somebody, it's hard to do anything. So I was just kind of along for the ride at that point. I really burnt my stuff up trying to get back behind him. I used the fast car to try to pick my way through, but it didn't work out.
So then all of a sudden it shifts from you having the track position and also having the dominant truck to having to sift through some strategy in your brain. I mean, how much did you falling back 2nd and 3rd in line change your plan going forward for pit stops?
Well, I wanted to run it dry, and after I couldn't get back up to him, I figured I had to do something. So uh pitted I think 4 laps before I had to, and I was hoping he would try to run it dry, and I think he did all but 1 lap if I remember right. But he was 4 or 5 seconds behind, and me and Scott kind of rode there, and we just let him burn his stuff up trying to catch us because he was flying. He was at one point he ran a second lap faster than we did.
Joshua, what you got for your race winner?
Man, congrats on the win. Always enjoy watching an absolute masterclass on strategy, especially. I mean, you seem to have a relatively good grasp at this track. Briefly walk us through what a lap looks like around Darlington.
Whew, I'm surprisingly, I don't like this track that much. I don't usually run well here. I know it didn't show it tonight, but man, it's a lap here, man. I tell you, it's there's a lot of difference. 1 and 2 is pretty easy going. You just diamond it, in low, drift high, and then come back out low. But 3 and 4, it's just I don't know. I ran in the middle to high for my fast lap, and then ran in the bottom during the race. So it just it's hard to tell. Just kind of get a feel for it and see what's good for you guys.
Well, I'll tell you what's good for us is a win here tonight for the old 87. It looks good up front. 4th win of the season, 20th of your Max V career as well. So congratulations. Let's get some shout-outs in once again before we let you go.
Thanks, guys. I always forget who to thank anymore, but you guys are always calling a good race, and it was a little not so clean at the first part of the race, we'll say, in here. But after that, man, everybody cleaned it up, and we ran really good. So good job to all the guys out there, and James for putting on the leg, and Carrie at the CNC Home Designs for sponsoring. So we appreciate that, and Scott for painting this awesome truck like 5 years ago or however long it was. I slapped the Max V logo on it and called it a day. But yeah, so I think next week's Richmond, so we'll just try to get a top 5, and hopefully we'll be all right.
Certainly looking forward to that. Well, thank you for the time once again. Go celebrate, and we'll hope to talk to you again next week.
Thanks, guys.
So we will know the drivers in the playoffs next week after Richmond. It'll be a blast. It always is at Richmond. It'll be a fun time. Darlington never disappoints if you're not the ones that are out there on the track racing, but I mean, great stuff up front all night long. Michael Floyd, Wishon Patton, and a couple of other drivers getting their elbows out and mixing it up here tonight. Sure made for a good show.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, Max V, always exciting racing. Darlington, also always exciting racing. Put the two together, and you're in for a very, very unique, very fun show. And I definitely think that we saw exactly that here. Very excited to see what shakes up as we get right at the cut line, and those drivers with a very minimal margin to the cut line are able to put down and come away with it.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see where things stand after it's all said and done here this evening. I would imagine it's even tighter than it was when we started the night. So we'll look forward to getting back to Richmond next week. We'll also look forward to getting back to a full slate next week as well. Tuesday night, the Venom Truck Series. Hey, if you want a little spoiler, we didn't ever say this, I don't think, on the Venom Truck Series broadcast, but I'm racing Tuesday. Matt Williamson's got to have all the fun this season, so I'm getting out on track in Portland on Tuesday night. Catch us at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time for that one. I guess I got to practice over the weekend. Wednesday night, the Daredevil Series will make its debut at Dover. See you at the Monster Mile at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. That will lead us into Richmond next Thursday at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time for the regular season finale for the Max V CNC Home Designs Truck Series for season number 2, 2025. Thanks, everybody that was hanging out with us here tonight. Greg Mall, Rob Motichek, Bailey Motichek, Rob Martin, Zach Magris, Brad Slagle, Daniel Carroll, Lisa Carroll, Manny G, Chris Braley. Thanks to anybody that was hanging out with us here tonight, whether you chatted or not. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you to Twisted Designs for coming on tonight for sponsoring the race. They've got next week's race as well in Richmond, so we look forward to having them back on board. Thank you to CNC Home Designs as always. Kerry Cleaver. If you need a house built in Florida, he's your man. Give him a call. And he'll get you squared away. Thank you to the MaxV admin team as always. Thank you to the drivers. And thank you to Mr. Joshua Motichek as well. That's all we got for you here tonight. So we meet again from Darlington to Raceway. I'm Tommy Cook saying so long and congratulations to Justin Michael on his 4th win of the season, the 20th of his career in the MaxV CNC Home Designs Truck Series. Have a good night, everybody. This has been a live broadcast on Turn 200. Be sure to hit subscribe and hit the bell to get notified of when we go live next. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.